Hi, the Islamic Dad here. If you enjoy this channel, please subscribe. It does help me out. Today I'm going to do a video on lies, lies, lies. It prompted by something that I read as I was trying to always be learning, but also just dealing with stuff in my life. And so I guess I'll start with the question that can arise: when does the narcissist start lying about you? Now, if you're not really up to speed on things and you're kind of having to learn things the hard way, your answer is going to be like, oh, after the end of the relationship, after the end of the physical discard, so to speak, that's when the narcissist starts lying about you. Or if you're a little bit more clued in, you might say, oh, I know. The lying starts at the emotional discard. As soon as the narcissist has found your replacement and is turning off their feelings that remain for you, that's when the lying starts. Okay, wrong and wrong. The truth is that the narcissist starts lying about you at the very least, probably, or at the latest, right after the love bombing phase. Literally, the instant the narcissist realizes that you're not perfect, that you're not the surrogate parent that they always wanted, the perfect partner, at that point, that's when their disillusion, resentment, anger, etc., starts. And they, again, at this point in time, I think so much of what the narcissist does is just on instinct and very subconscious. At that moment, they will start just naturally, for them, lying to their friends, family, colleagues about you. And it might not even be, really terrible things. It might just be, minor things. And they'll just say, yeah, my partner was over at my place last week, which was nice. But, they have this really weird habit where they leave the faucets on, so they'll wash their hands or get a glass of water, and then they'll walk away and they just leave the faucet running the whole time. I'm saying that because my experience with my ex-wife, the malignant narcissist, where she would just tell lies that didn't make any sense just for the sake of lying. I mean, to her, I assume it made her feel like she was in control. So way, way, way back, right after the love bombing phase ends and the devalue phase starts, that is when the narcissist has started lying about you. And so, in my case, had a 4-year relationship, we'll say 2.5 years, after the love bombing phase. So, my most recent relationship with the covert narcissist, that was 2.5 years of her just throwing out these little weird lies about me that weren't necessarily like, bad to where people would start questioning her of like, oh my gosh, why are you with this person? But just to kind of paint me as someone who's not a good catch, for lack of a better phrase. Just someone who's, got some bad issues, some stuff they need to work on, isn't very, loving, or they're smothering, or just, take your pick. But just, starting to poison the well very early on. And then as I've said, I think in previous videos, once the devalue phase gets closer to that emotional discard, those lies will turn vicious. And so even while the narcissist is in the relationship with you, even when you are the primary supply, if they are already looking at the exit, ready to jump and run out, they're going to just be really heaping some vicious lies on you because they already know. I mean, for them, this is their normal MO. I mean, this is something they've done multiple times. It's very natural for them to just spread all these lies about you, wait for the emotional discard and then, the physical discard, and then go crying to friends, family and stuff and be like, see, I told you they're so awful. They're so awful. Oh my gosh, this caught me by surprise. Oh, woe was me, woe was me. And just ham it up because they've been literally setting the stage for the breakup for years, not weeks, not months, but years. So, that is when the lying starts. The worst, if you could call it like phase of the lying, is the post-relationship smear campaign. So again, very often you might just be no contact between you and your narcissistic ex. And so you don't necessarily know what's going on. And as far as you know, hey, the relationship ended. I don't have any contact with them. Wish them well. I'm already, going forward, starting my new life. And then you'll find some people that you share in the same social circle, maybe shy away from you. Maybe they don't invite you over for dinner anymore, or they don't, invite you over to their table, or they don't wave when they see you at the club, or they, kind of give you a dirty, crusty look for, no apparent reason. And when you stumble upon someone who kind of says what's going on, just, to kind of say, okay, this is, what I've heard from them, this is what I've heard from you, you realize how vicious the smear campaign is, and also how much work, time, and effort the narcissist has been putting into this. I mean, I'm really honestly surprised that people have not done more videos on the smear campaign, because my personal experience with both of my, the narcissists that I've had in my life, is that they put more time and effort into the smear campaign than people put into their 40-hour-a-week jobs. I mean, it is staggering. And again, it's like unfathomable to me, because it's just like, okay, wait a minute. We're not together. We're separated. We have separate lives. I'm with my new partner. You're with your new partner. Why do you care? Why are you not going to the movies with your new partner, but instead you're out spreading lies about your old ex from 2 years ago or something? I don't get it. Narcissists are very, very strange, pathetic people. But yeah, so the ways to deal with the lies. So, your instinct is going to be nip it in the bud, just full on, confrontation. Just say, go to the people that have been hearing the lies, and just say, nope, this is the truth. Maybe even go to your ex and say, hey, stop spreading lies about me and stuff like that. None of that works. And some of it I know because I found out the hard way. And some of it is just based upon everything that I've heard from other people who have gone through the same experience. So when you find out about the smear campaign and what's going on, and you find these people that have been kind of like, say, caught in the middle, if you go to them and try to bring up the topic as if to prove your innocence, you've already lost. I mean, at that point, you're playing the narcissist game. One of the reasons why the narcissist does this is because they want to make you look pathetic and weak. They want you to look guilty. No one defends themselves more than a guilty person, because they need to, because they don't have the truth on their side. So, take it from me, take it from anyone else who's gone through this. Do not try to defend yourself as much as you want to. don't. Just walk away from it. Just take on the attitude of, you know what? You know me. You know I'm a person of integrity, of truth, and of honesty. I'm authentic, and what type of character or character traits I have. So I'm not going to fall into that game. I will just I'm going to go hang out with those people. You're welcome to believe what you want, but I'm not, I didn't do anything wrong. So there's no need for me to defend myself. There's no need for me to convince you. The truth does not need defending, and the truth is the truth is the truth. It doesn't need, you don't need to convince someone of the truth, because the truth is forever. It's factual. It's not something that you can debate about. It's just there. So you just simply have to walk away from those people and let them, have a heart to heart with each other, or, think and contemplate about the things that they've heard themselves and reach, their conclusion, maybe trust their intuition. And honestly, it sucks. It sucks because, again, you never asked for this. If like a lot of people, you're still reeling from the narcissistic abuse that you experienced, in the relationship, more so at the end of the relationship, and you're dealing with that. And so you're like, okay, I'm finally out. And then all of a sudden you have to deal with a smear campaign. And it's like, as the saying goes, even when you leave the abuser, the abuse doesn't stop. And the smear campaign is a great example of that. So what I will say, though, is that not everyone is human garbage. There are plenty of people that are human garbage, narcissists or not, and this will, kind of show them, for who they are. But at the same time, I've had multiple people who initially got caught up in the lies, and then as time went on, just kind of, things weren't making sense that they were hearing, and they started talking to other people who were like, no, this is what really happened. And then they actually came back and reached out to me and apologized and said, look, I'm really sorry I believed your, ex's lies. And I just want to say that I'm sorry, and I hope that we can be friends again. And I didn't like berate them or anything. I said, water under the bridge, we're friends. Don't even think twice about it. So that is definitely the way to handle the lies during the smear campaign, is to simply know that the truth is on your side, and know that the guilty defend themselves. The innocent who haven't done anything do not need to defend themselves, because they haven't done anything wrong. And the truth doesn't need to be battered into someone's head. You don't need to convince someone of the truth, because the truth is the truth is the truth. It's if they're too dumb to know the difference between a truth and a lie, do you want them in your life? Do you want them to be your friend? Again, it's been eye-opening to see the lack of integrity and lack of honesty among people that I used to consider my friends because of this. Because now you can see their true colors. And I know that it's just, it's an internet meme, but, there's one that goes along the lines of, if someone hears a lie and about you and believes it, it just shows that they had already made up their mind about what type of person they thought you were, and they were just waiting for an excuse to act that way. And, it's just a meme, but at the same time, it kind of makes me wonder about like those people that have kind of been swept up in the lies. And it's just like, well, If you were that easily swayed, were you ever really my friend, or were you just someone I knew and said hi to? So yeah. And again, since I'm like just touching on these different aspects of lies, again, so one of the things that I've said in another video is that the whole purpose of abuse by the narcissist, or honestly any toxic person, is not simply to hurt the other person. They honestly, they don't care enough. What they care about is control. And that is what defines abuse versus someone who's just, say, a sadistic jerk or just mean-spirited, is that an abuser abuses because they want control over that person or over that situation. One of the tricks that narcissists love to use to abuse and control is lying. And so that is a trick they use throughout the relationship. And even after the relationship ends, it is a tool in their toolbox for trying to gain control. And so they will spread these lies. And as I've also said before, with the narcissist mind doesn't work right at all. Like it does things that just don't make sense. And one of these things is that even if the lies are not working, the narcissist doesn't care. They will continue to lie because the act of lying for the narcissist is a way to delude themselves into thinking they are in control. So if you have a situation where maybe they're trying to do the smear campaign and their lies just aren't working and people are starting to distance themselves from them, the narcissist is not going to stop and think and be like, wait a minute, I need to rethink this. What should I do? What should I do? No, the narcissist is just going to hit the gas and shift into overdrive. They're just going to up the lies because they're like, oh, well, I have this compulsion for control, and the only way that I know to do that is through lying. So I will just lie more and more, make up more outrageous lies, which again just ends up, burning them, they kind of blow themselves up and implode by doing that, but good. So, I just thought I'd make this video on lying. Hopefully it's been helpful. Thanks.